Hello, welcome once again for the African Tech Guru. This is now number task 11 on the advanced task in variables, if, else, and while. So allow me to tackle task 11, which says that write a program that prints all possible different combination of three digits, that is number separated by a comma, followed by space. The three digits must be different. That is 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 2, 1. 201, 210. They are all considered to be the same combination of the three digits, that is 0, 1, and 2. But on this case, we have been asked to print only the smallest combination. Like the other question that we did on task 10 is the same thing, but this one now you're using to combine three numbers. The other one we combine two numbers, but this one you're combining three numbers. If you didn't understand if you not understand this one, just go back to the previous one, task 10, and you'll be able to understand the concept, because what I'm doing here is it's kind of continuation of what we had in task 10. So what are we supposed to do first? First thing first, you're supposed to create a file name called print. This one, that's 101. Let me create that particular file first. That's the first thing. Let me clear my terminal. Yes, I think we are here. We will list file. Yes, we are in the right place. Let's continue. So vi, that's the name of the file. In this case, the name of the file will be that one. That's the name of the file. Then you go to I to go to insert mode. Then from here now, we are supposed to write code. We are supposed to write code. Remember, in the previous one, we had code where we were initializing two variables, that was I and J. By this case, now we're initializing three variables. But let's begin by writing include file. So this is how we write it. First of all, I want to write include. Just a minute. Like that, yes. So I wanted to move. Yes. So that is now stdio.h, like that. So I am done with what to be included. Then let me now write my comments. Let me now run my comments like that. Then I come and say main, because I will only use the main function. So main, what will my main function do? Print three combination, three number combination. Let me call it like that. So that is my main, and then I will return 0 on success, meaning that if I get it successfully, I will return 0 on success. Then I close my comment like that. Then I come now to say int main void, like that. So in main void means that it return 0 on success. Then from there now I will write like this, and then I want to initialize variable int I is equals to space like that, and there is equals to 0, like that, and then statement terminator. Let's come to the second one. So I initialize and I declare and I initialize with a value. So int j, like that, and then statement terminator, and then int k, we have another third value. So remember we say in the other one we are using only two variables, but in this case we are using now three variables, because now we are combining three numbers. So after we have declared now we have initialized the variables, what comes next? What comes next is for us to use the while. Remember in the other one we use only two while, but in this case now we are using three while. If you find it difficult to understand this, go back to the previous one, task number 10. I try to explain everything how it goes, but in this case now I will not explain much, but I will just be doing it. So let's do it while. So we are beginning with I, then j, and then k. Remember the first number is I, the second one is j, and that number is k. We are combining three digits in this case. So I'll say while while then into bracket. What condition? While I, we have to understand that first of all that okay, there's something. Let me go back here and show you. Where is it? Yeah, yes, here it says that it must be from smallest combination, and then it says that it will be in the order of 0, 1, 2, meaning that I should be less than j and j should be less than k. So it be in the order of I, this represent I, j, and k. So I is the smallest, j followed, and then k the largest. So it should be in that order because it asks us to print the smallest combination. We can never have if we have 0, 1, 2, we can never have 2, 1, 0 and call it the smallest. It can never be the smallest. So the smallest means that I has to be the smallest value, and then j to be the smallest value, and then now k. So that in that particular order. If I say, let me give you an example that if I say, if I go back here, just a minute. If I go back here, as I said here, and I say that I have, so what you have to understand is that I should be less than j, which j should be less than k, so that it will be something like 0, 1, I'm sorry, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, and not something like 2, 1, 0. So if we go back 0, 1, 2, and then we have 2, 1, 0, what does it tell you? It tells you that the first one is smallest, while the second one is the largest. So, but we have been asked to print the largest, the smallest combination. So in this case, let me delete this. Delete this. Sorry. Then now I test the first condition. While the first one has to be 8, 7, and 9, so that the largest number will be 9. That is I to be the maximum of 7, 8, j to be maximum of 8, and k to be maximum of 9. Because remember, all of them can never be 9, 9, 9, 9. They can never be the same number. So the largest number, the k is the largest one, which is 9, then 8, and then 7. If you notice that in the previous video, we say 8 and 9, meaning that 9 was j, that was the largest at that number, at that point. Then we had 8. So in this case, we are using 7, 8, and 9. So let's say while let me space this up. So while I is less or equals to 7, remember we say that it has to be less or equals to 7. That is I. That is I. Then what do we do? First of all, let's open the bracket like that. Then while we test now the second one. While, which one is the second one? Is j. So while j is less or equals to 8, in this case, that is j. After that, we open the bracket and then we test the third one, which is the third one is k. So we say while k is less or equals to 9, like that, and then we close the bracket, and then okay, we close the parentheses, and then we come to here, and then we do this way. Then what happened now? Then we check now, in as long as if I is less than j and j is less than k. Remember that what I tell you, that I should be the smallest, followed by j, followed by k. So k is the largest in this case. So we have to test, is it true? We say, so what to say that if, that is in that case, if I is less than j, sorry, like that, if I is less than j, and another one, second condition, j in itself must be less than k, like that, then that is meaning that condition is met. Then now we can now print. So if that is true, and then we do this way, and then we print. How can we print? We are not using printf, we are using put car. So you say put car like that. I'm sorry, no space. Put car like this, and then we give I, that we are printing I. Then statement terminator like that, and then you come and say put car again. Let's print now J. Then we close like that. Then use statement terminator, and then we put car K like this, and then use statement terminator like that again. And then from there now we check also if, remember all of them that so we are want to negate. So let me write so that I explain. So if into bracket, then I negate something which I will have in another bracket, which will be I is equals to 7, and then and J equals to 8. Okay, there's this one, I'm sorry, like that. I think I never place it in 7. I never use it in 7. Let me use it. That will be fine. Yes, let me use it that way, and then use it that way. Yes, so and then what else? And then and now the last one, that is K. So and is there more white space? I don't know. I don't need a lot of white space here, so that Betty will complain. So K is equals to 9, like that. So that is my code. And then what next? Oh, I need to close this bracket like this, and I close this one. So what I'm saying is that I is equal to 7, and J is equal to 8, and K is equals to 9. But I'm saying not. Mark this one, mark this exclamation is saying not. So in as long as this one is not equal to that, so in as long as it's not equal to that, then what do you do? Meaning that is the end. The end will be 7, 8, 9. So if that is the end, then what will you do? You will print for us. Now the comma. Remember, we say that must be specified by a comma and a space. So we use this one, and then we say now put car. What we are doing is that we are creating comma. So put car like that, comma, like that, and then I close, and then I use statement terminator. Then I come also the space, that was the comma. Let's now do the space, and then I do this way, space, that one, and then I close, and then statement terminator. So after that point, I'm done now. So now let me close all this. So this one here will be closed by what I'm printing here. So let me say this one. So I have closed that one. So we have to close the second one, that is the top one here. We have to close this one. So how can we close it? Just click enter, and then I click like this. It will close like that. Yes, so I have closed the first one and I've closed the second one. After close the second one, then I have to increment K. So I'll say K, because remember, we cannot remain at that state. K can never be 0. So we have to increment by 1, so that it will not be infinite code. It will be repeat as long as the condition is true until the point whereby the condition is never met. So then we go next. What can you do next? Let's first of all close that one. We close that while, and then after closing that while also, let's give K to be, I say K is equals to, that's the initial position, that is 0, like that, and then we use statement terminator, statement terminator like that, and then you click on enter, and then from there now we increment J. Remember that we began by I, J, and K. Now closing will be K, J, and I. So we increment J like this, use statement terminator like that, and then after we do that, we close now another while loop. So let's close. So you see I hope you are seeing what is happening. When I click this one, this other one closes where it has to close. And then after closing that one, now let's give J the value, that is in this case will be it will be 0, like this, and then I use statement terminator like that, and then I click enter like this, and then I increment I. You say K, J, and I. So let me increment now I like that, and then use the statement terminator like that. And then what next? After you increment now I, what comes next? What comes next is that we close again. After increment I, we close again. That's closing another while loop. And that all loops now are now closed. If now all loops are now closed, let's now print a new line. Let's print a new line. How can we print a new line? We say put car in this case, and then in bracket, and then like this /n, then we close that, we do that one, then use terminator like that. And then from there now we write our return value. Same, return what? 0. So return value will be 0 like that. I believe that is the end. I believe our code will work. Yes, I hope that our code will work. So let me close this one like that, and that calls the end of that particular code. I believe you have understood everything that I've tried to explain. Let me now close this one, and then I run my GCC. Let me copy now my GCC. So copying my GCC, this one, then I copy like this, then I go back here, and then I paste my GCC here, then I run. Yes, it has worked. ls. Yes, we have this number called this one. So that executable file is now created. Let's git add, git commit, and then what's the git commit message? Let's go back here and use this one as our git commit message. Then I paste it here, and then I close, enter, git push. Yes, let's now go back. Let's go back. Yes. So let's check our code now. Let's check our code. Start a new test. Let's wait and see. I hope it will work. Yes, it has worked. Congratulations.